This conference will now be recorded.
Hey friends, this is Anand from the Smartech Network team, and I'm going to take you through the email marketing program today. So this video basically is one of the sections of the series that relates to the complete Smartech tool, be it app notification or web communications or you know the analytics part. So a lot to come in the future. This is just a start for your email marketing program. And at the end of the video, please feel free to give us your feedback or any kind of feature requirement that you feel can do justice towards your marketing goals. We would be happy to include that. So let's start with our training on the first module. That's how to successfully conduct an email campaign and how to get a better ROI and a better open rate from your campaigns. So over here, we log into the system. So it's a cloud-based URL. You'll have your login credentials to log in. And the moment you log in, the first thing that you'll get is your performance. So how you have conducted your campaigns in the last 7 days or maybe last 1 month or last 90 days. That's a particularly a quarter, financial quarter. So you can check those reports over here. Of course, the reporting section will take into a separate video later on, and that will have detailed analytics and all. So in the mean, we'll concentrate on our primary goal, how to start with a email broadcast. So Smartech over here has two kind of options. If you want to do a bulk email through a broadcast process, we have that feature, as well as if you want to do a one-to-one trigger-based, journey-based communication, even that is possible. That also we take it in a next session. So today we will start with the regular email broadcast, which till now is major chunk of email marketing activities. So we'll concentrate on that, and we'll give you some tips and advice in between that will enhance your mailing capabilities. So we have a database management structure over here to import the data from your sources to the Smartech platform. And over here, we have a list structure as well as a segment structure. A list would probably be, a collection of contacts which you know or which you are aware of their source or their purpose. You can just upload that list over here. You can first create a list name. So the first step goes is to create a list. You can give a list name of your choice. So if you can see above, we have two options, normal and suppress. Normal means if you want to include this list for a broadcast, whereas suppress means if you want to exclude this list for a broadcast. That's kind of filtering. It's not a blacklisting, but it's a filtering that you can use. Description is up to your choice if you want to have it or if you don't want to have it. That's to just define the nature of uh, of this list. So exactly what is the purpose or what's the source. So you can describe it and then click on create list. Once you create the list, now you can proceed to add via file upload. Now automatically the system will prompt you for selecting a file to be uploaded. And that file would consist of your contact. That's the structure. You must be wondering why I have put email in the first column. Is there any order? Is there any rules that needs to be checked before creating this file? Of course, there are. One of the primary rule is that you have to ensure that the first column of database would always be dedicated towards the primary key. How you can check your primary key? Basically, if we have seen when we were at the data tab, that was mentioned over here, that is your primary key. So this is for my demo panel. Of course, for your panel, it could be a different primary key based on your business use case. Make note of it, and that primary key needs to be in the first column of your Excel file, the CSV file. Rest of the attributes could be in any kind of format. That is okay. Now over here for email, uh, the structure is such that for communication, it should always be written as email. That's the default keyword which we have created. Same goes for mobile also if you're doing an SMS campaign. Now these attributes can be used for segmentation or can be used for personalizations, right? And this file format, the structure of this file format should be .csv, that is comma delimited. And once you save this file, going back to our option where it was asking us to upload the file, we select that, and once we select it, so there is the list fix feature, which ensures that whatever bad email IDs are there who have a reason for being bad, that is a spelling mistake in the public domain like Gmail or Yahoo. So if they are misspelled, those can be auto-corrected, and which can ultimately reduce a good amount of possible hard bounces for you, and thus saving your domain reputation to go down. So you can have that ticked over here. Proceed to attribute mapping. Agree to upload terms and conditions contract. And over here, you get your preview of the database that you're uploading. Any attribute that you're defining, that is any column that you're defining for the first time, the system will give you an option to create new, that is define its data type, whether it's a text line, whether it's a date, whether it's an integer, or whether it's a decimal, any kind of value. Or maybe you can simply decide to skip it. You can also put default values for your attributes. So if you don't have name of the customer, so how would you like to address them? Let's say as a customer itself. So you can put that value over here and then click on save and add contacts. Now over here, once your data is sent for upload request, of course there would be certain kind of grooming process which would try to remove any possible bad IDs like uh, a hard bounce ID or a kind of uh, spam trap ID. So, based on our experience in the email marketing for last 10 years, we can have a good repository of bad IDs which can be upfrontly removed from the system and can help you to avoid any damage to your domain. Now, over here, you also have a content feature, so that will take your content, that is a template on your system over here. So when you click on this content tab and you click on create template, so here is the option where you can either upload your HTML or you can either you know create your template with the help of drag and drop option. So over here you can give a template name, and you can also categorize the template if you want, or say, you can create a category by yourself also. So all the templates which will be created, you can select that and make them to be stored in this particular category. Now here we have two options. The first option is HTML with hosted images, and the second option that you can see, this one, is HTML with zip. So this one with hosted and this one with the zip. Zip means basically inline images added as a folder over here. And over here you have to upload the file. The structure for that file will be a simple .html, something like this. Upload the HTML file over here, click on save next. Now, in case of hosted images, as you know, it's actually a URL instead of an image that is being sent, and technically it's a text, so it doesn't take much, much space in the emailer. It makes the delivery faster, and as you can see, it's as a hosted URL over here. You can just simply click on preview to view all the images into one template, the actual template. So you can preview the template, and here you can see we have personalized the template with the customer's name. So if you have seen the database file, we had a column called as name. Now that name is automatically picked up from here, and it's placed on the template over here. So when the email actually goes to that particular customer, it would address the customer with his name, and that will be like a personalization which will be done with the customer instantly. This can also be done in the subject line as well. If you want to make any changes in this template, you can go to open advanced editor option, and here you can make the changes. If you're good at source code editing, you can do it on the source itself, or if you're not good at, then you can choose this option where you can directly type on the front end. Or as I said, if you're good at source code editing, you can do it in the source code itself. And then click on save exit. Now the other option that I showcased was HTML plus images option. So over here you will have a zip folder to be uploaded. The structure of that would be something like this. So if you want to see that how the structure of that HTML is, I'll just open it once more. So it's basically a zip folder which has one template, one folder, and in that you have one HTML template in .html format and the respective images in a different folder. So these two would be combined into a single file, and that file needs to be zipped, right? And that when you upload it over here, click on save next. So here you can see the images which are there in the zip folder. They will be shown, some available, and if something is not available, it will show as unavailable. Now here, instead of preview, first you get an option of upload and save. So click on upload, save, and then preview it. And click on save exit. Now, apart from this, there is one more option wherein it's you don't have to upload any kind of HTML source code. It's a drag and drop option where you can simply create your own template with help of images that you want. Select the second button, that is drag and drop editor. Select a blank sheet and click on save next. And start creating your framework on the editor. So you can create your framework as per requirement, and you can then place the respective content that you want to place. whether it's an image or whether it's a text. So any image that you want to upload from your desktop, you can click on the add button, add it over here, and when it gets added, you can just drag it. Any text that you want to add, you can add the text also over here. You can make alignments. You can put text. You can personalize it. Maybe you can do editing also on it if you want to edit something. If you want to hyperlink something. If you want to put a background image on it. If you want to put a background image on the image also. Background color on the image. Select the size, how much you want the background, how much you want the background to be colored. So this helps to create the email in a single kind of background color. On this, you can also add social buttons like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. So very quickly, you can create a template, and this image also can be hyperlinked. If you want to hyperlink the image, you can put the website link over here, or maybe we can also have a call to action button. So like maybe a call now button. And then you can click on save exit. If you want to reduce the size, you can do that also. You can align it, save and exit. Now let's say once your template is ready, you can just click on the use button over here. That will take you to the campaign page where you have to fill your details. Details in the sense like the subject line, the campaign name. So campaign name basically is for reporting purpose. Tomorrow, if you want to identify this campaign, you can find out with the help of this name. And you can give a subject line. As I said, this can also be personalized. And subject line, sorry, the sender's name, you can put it as per your choice, which could be enough attractive to get the customer eyeballs, to open the mail. So even this can be personalized if you want. So the sender's name, display name, and the email address can be put over here. The domain needs to be selected from the given options, respectively, for your panel. Over here, you can also have an option to capture the reply on your any of the inboxes that you have connected. Your template is already selected over here. You can simply, maybe change it, or you can just do a recap of the template. So how it looks on tablet, how it looks on mobile. So as I said, the images would be automatically responsive if you're doing it from drag and drop editor. You also have an option to test the mailers. So when you're doing a mailing activity, and before that you want to test it how it comes, or actually on the mail inbox. So you can do a testing for up to 10 users, 10 email contacts, maybe in your internal team. Once they give a go ahead, and then you can come over here to select your actual list or the actual segment to target. So you can select them over here. You can select multiple IDs also, multiple lists, sorry. And once you select the contacts, You have an option to also attach a CC. That's not exactly CC, it's kind of a BCC, wherein a copy of the mailer would be sent to the reporting admins or maybe whoever we choose in the list option. There's an option to attach a PDF or maybe a Word file, which would be common to all the customers. There's an option to put filters over here, wherein you can have, your domain-wise filtering, or you can have suppress list, suppress list exclusion. So if you remember at the start of list creation, there was an option normal and suppressed. So the suppressed ones would be available over here. So you can save the campaign if you're not like ready to do the campaign straight away. You can save it as a draft also. You can you know tag the campaign also as per their uh, requirement. Like, what's the purpose of this campaign? Whether it's for testing, whether it's a newsletter, or any other tag that you have created, you can create a tag over here and then save it. This helps for easy reporting. So tomorrow you can easily uh, create a report with help of these tags, and it's not very hard to find out a tag wise report and accordingly then get your analytics done. Here you also have some tracking modules, wherein you can track your email performance or the share of your website visits with this particular campaign. So the UTM source, UTM parameter over here. You can fill them up and get the reporting analytics into Google Analytics tab. Conversion tracking can be helpful for you to calculate how much your revenue has been generated from this particular campaign, or let's say how much of conversion activity you achieved from this particular campaign, how successful tactically this campaign was. That you can get it from you by selecting any integrated activity from your website or maybe from your app, and then accordingly selecting over here. And then we have the schedule broadcast activity, where you can schedule the campaign in one go, or you can send it out later in multiple chunks. So if you have 1 million of data and you want to send out, let's say, 50,000 in the morning, 50,000 or 30,000 in the evening, and rest in the night, like that. So you can put that count over here and you can actually shoot the campaign only for those particular customers, which will be randomly picked. And then maybe you can just send, sorry, you can send it straight away and do a preview and publish, which would give you the final preview of your template, how it looks, and to which list it will be going, on which date, with what kind of subject line. And then you can click on publish to deliver the mail, which would end the process of doing your bulk emailing. Later on, you can check the reports into insights. That's basically your next part of the video. So people, how do you like the video? How was the process? Any feedbacks? Please feel free to drop me a mail, or you can connect me on the other networks. Thanks for sharing your time with me. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.